So, of course, anytime I grab my glasses, it's because I got something really quick I want to say. I'm already tired of the debate about Ledisi and Beyonce. I am already tired of it. We haven't even gotten 24 hours after the Grammys has been on. Let it go, people. Let it go. People are so up in arms because Beyonce performed the song and Ledisi didn't. And I think what it really boils down to is there are a lot of people who are waiting on a reason to not like Beyonce. There are people who are waiting on a reason to I don't want to say trash her name, but to say mean things about her. And that this was in their eyes the perfect opportunity to do that. A lot of people felt that Ledisi should have performed the song just because she portrayed Mahalia Jackson in Selma and sung the song in the movie and obviously on the soundtrack. So they felt like Ledisi should have been the one to do that. And I totally get that. I'm not saying that thought is wrong. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have performed it, because if you have Common and John Legend performing the, really popular track from the movie, and you're gonna have that song sung, it would make sense to have Ledisi sing it. However, this is the Grammys, and the Grammys isn't just about catering to one specific crowd. You gotta call it like it is. I don't feel like anybody should be really surprised and really confused about what the real reason was that Beyonce sung it and Ledisi didn't. I think that should be an obvious thing. Are both women talented? Yes. Are both women in the same lane? No. They make two completely different types of music, and they get two completely different types of attention, and they both cater to two completely different types of audiences. I'm pretty sure there are Ledisi fans who are fans of Beyonce, and there are Beyonce fans who are fans of Ledisi. So in terms of if I'm putting together a TV show and I know that ratings mean money and I need to make money from this TV show, and I have Ledisi and I have Beyonce, regardless of who sung the song in the movie, I'm going to go with the person who's going to get me more views, who's going to get me more attention, who's going to make me more money. Because at the end of the day, that's really all these telecasts are really about. They're about making money. And to call a spade, Beyonce is more popular than Ledisi. I don't think that that's because she's light-skinned, which plenty of people do. Plenty of people will say that Beyonce is only popular because she's naked and she doesn't make good music and she's light-skinned and she looks more white. I think that's a bunch of bull. I think that colorism is definitely a big issue in the black community, but I think people use colorism as the excuse too much. What I think is that she's an entertainer and that's what she's known for. And this is the thing. Last year, people were just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she did Drunken Love dressed like that on a chair, and that filthy song, that horrible song. That's what people said last year. So then this year she does a gospel song, fully covered, standing in one place, didn't move anything but her hands, and it still wasn't enough. So last year was too much, this year wasn't enough. And it's kind of like, I really think Beyonce can't win for losing. I don't know what it is about her. And I just posted on Facebook, I think what it is that a lot of people, especially women, no offense to women, but I think a lot of y'all are afraid to admit that you just don't like these types of popular women. The Kim Kardashians and the Beyoncés. You just don't like them. For whatever the reason is, you just don't like them. And instead of just saying that you don't like them, and because you don't like them, you use any opportunity that you have to say something hateful about them. Last time I checked, my remote had buttons on it and all my buttons worked. So if either one of them came on my TV and I didn't want to see them, I could just change the channel. But it seems like the people who don't like them still wait around and watch just to have a reason to talk about more reasons why they don't like them. I think this is something that should have been let go 12 hours ago, but people are still debating about it, still debating about how Beyonce was wrong. We don't know what really happened. We don't know how this whole thing came along. All we know is Common or John Legend put out a quote saying that Beyonce asked them to do an intro to their performance. The intro could have meant anything. Intro could have been she wanted to introduce them. Intro doesn't necessarily mean sing, but then John Legend, I think, said when Beyonce asks you to sing, you don't necessarily say no. I disagree with that. If Beyonce asked to sing is something that you didn't want her to sing, you could have said no. How come nobody is saying anything about John Legend and Common not advocating for Ledisi performing? If he acknowledged that she asked to sing, how come nobody's asking him, why didn't you say no and allow Ledisi to do it, since Ledisi was a part of the soundtrack? I mean, these are all questions that we'll never have the answer to, and I'm not even trying to get the answer to. I'm just so tired of seeing people talk about, I'm tired of seeing women especially talk about these women in popular culture, because all of their motives for talking about them, they just never seem like they're coming from a place of honesty. They always seem like they're coming from a place of envy and jealousy and all that kind of stuff. Because there are people who I can always count on for when one of those two women do something that I know they're going to always have something to say about it. They're always going to have something that's not positive to say about it. And I don't know why. And I don't know if it's discernment or what, but just whenever they talk, it always sounds like, and I don't want to say hate because hate is a strong word, but it just always sounds like they've been sipping on haterade. I think people should just let it go. Ledisi is a great singer. Beyonce is a great singer. Beyonce is an entertainer. Ledisi is a singer. You know, she stands and sings and she puts on the show every, like, a little bit, but nothing like Beyonce. It's two completely different types of performers. And if the performance wasn't your cup of tea, okay, cool. Let it go. But I feel like we're going to be hearing about this for a while. So, whatever. This is y'all's extra Monday video. I hope y'all watch my other Monday video about relationship goals. But y'all tell me what y'all think about the whole the whole Ledisi Beyonce thing. I think it's just so stupid that people are debating about this. I think it's so dumb. Again, we have bigger things to talk about, but people only focus on the little things. It's a nasty day outside, but y'all have a good rest of the Monday. Y'all have a good rest of the Monday. Whatever. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Uh-oh.